Hello, it's Peter Wallman, and I wanted to talk to you about guiding images. During the passion mapping process, generally, a guiding image arises. And so the question is, so what? What's the meaning of it? How can we use it? And how can we systematically squeeze the orange, so to speak, pull all of the information out of an image? So I'm reminded of an HR group, a national HR group that we worked with, and their task was to, or their role was to sell HR projects, both within the very large organization and externally to their clients. This is a big international IT company. And how are they to organize themselves, and how do they to think about their business? And they all did individual passion maps and then their team map, and their image became like a bow. Instead of an arrow, instead of a bow and arrow, it was a bow and a rocket. The rocket was pretty turbocharged, and there was a target as well. So what does this have to do with an HR organization in a big multinational IT company? Well, when they started dissecting it, they were saying the target is actually our clients. So how do we set our clients up so that we can actually offer them something that's going to be, hit the bullseye for them? What are the issues in terms of setting the client up? What are the issues in terms of the bullseye? Or what does that mean? What do we need to know? So that was one aspect of this. And another aspect of this was the rocket rather than a bow. What's the difference? Well, a bow is just the same thing, the same offer over and over, but the rocket was really a powerful, more directed project or program that they could offer this client, who's the target. And what was the rocket fuel? The rocket fuel was actually the IT capability that this company could provide in offering HR services. What's the stand for that? What's the circumstance? And in particular, what happens if there's a crosswind and the arrow goes offline and it doesn't hit the target? What do you do? So that's basically when they've made a proposal and it hasn't been what the client wanted because the client might have moved on. So out of this one image, they actually created a whole series of what I would call strategic initiatives, ways of addressing their client, ways of addressing delivering programs, ways of addressing including IT, ways of measuring whether they've hit the target or not. So how are they doing as a group? So this is just one example of one team. But the extraordinary thing about these metaphors that arise in the passion mapping process is inevitably they're very meaningful. So the question is really try to dissect the metaphor for meaning, try to dissect the circumstance of the metaphor for meaning, and to think about the interactions of the metaphor with its circumstance. I've given you a little example, but it's a way of breaking down a metaphor and actually sometimes getting an extraordinary amount of meaning out of one simple image. And it always seems to have its own relevance and magic. Thank you.